Hello, and welcome to the Maple Valley Community Spotlight. I'm Talli Pierre. I'm Maple Valley's Park Bench Ambassador and John L. Scott Real Estate Broker. Today, we have the pleasure of meeting the owners of Rein Fire Ranch, Kaalaas and George Delmar. It's a beautiful day on the ranch today, and thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your business and what kind of events you do here.
Sorry. We are a special event and wedding venue. So our majority business is hosting weddings here, different sizes, but we also do a number of other types of events. We've done Chamber of Commerce gala auctions. We've done baby showers. We're just starting to do Christmas parties. We've done reunions. We've actually host a small music festival, which I think you came to this year, in August. What else?
I think that covers it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you guys have a lot of different parts to the ranch here. Can you tell us a little bit about the different pieces of the venue?
So when we developed the property to do events, we thought about the overall plan, about how different areas would actually flow into each other. So depending on the event that you're attending, there should be a natural and comfortable flow from one area to the next. For example, we have a welcome area for guests when they arrive for a wedding that transitions to where the weddings actually occur, which is we've referred to as the ceremony pavilion, which transfers to another area called the cabana bar. We're currently sitting in another transitional area called the bonfire pit, or the area where we host bonfires, and then that transitions to directly behind us, which is the reception or the main event barn.
Great, so you've got something for everything. So what made you decide to start this business?
For probably over a decade, our bookkeeper was pestering us about it.
Oh.
We've had the same bookkeeper for, it's coming up on 20 years. But for a number of years, she actually did her own wedding. She did her sister's wedding. She produced another friend's wedding, and she would say, the ranch is great. You should do weddings here. You should do weddings here. And we were like, yeah, whatever. We have plenty of other things to do. And it was right around like 2011, I think, that we were like, okay. We had even actually listed the property at one point, and then backed away from selling it. That's Wally, by the way.
Hi, Wally.
And so then when we knew we were going to stay, we went through a couple different options, and we landed on just hosting events. So
that's great.
Weddings be the main part of it.
Yeah.
So after a number of years of boarding and raising horses, there were a handful of years of where I would call it like the dormant period, where the property was just where we lived.
Okay.
And I think in terms of sustainability, in terms of our being, present on the property and staying on the property, we needed to find a way to make it a workable environment. It just seemed really gluttonous to live on 45 acres and have two people live there. We wanted to open it up to the community so they could participate and enjoy it as well. And the wedding business seemed to be a really good match to that.
Yeah, that's perfect. And what about the name Rein Fire Ranch? Was it always called that, or did you guys come up with that?
Before we bought it, it was actually called Rain Tree Stables. And when we bought the property, I just kind of wanted to punch it up a little bit, make it sound a little bit more interesting. So I like the duality of rain and ranch, and then adding the fire in there instead of tree.
Yeah.
So Rein Fire Ranch, and I worked with one of my art directors at the time to actually come up with the logo.
Oh yeah, the logo's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. Good. And so out of all the events that you've hosted here, I'm sure there's been some kind of funny moments. Is there a story you could tell me?
You said you have one. I'm going to let you go.
So just this past summer, we agreed to let a bride make her entry in a vintage fire truck.
Oh, wow.
And we were also coordinating the music for that. So her entry song was about 3 minutes. And before the wedding at the rehearsal, I actually walked through the path with the grandfather who was driving the vintage fire truck. And there is a kind of a tight corner, but he reassured me, I can make it, I can make it, I can make it. And so at the designated time. I put the music on. We waited a really long time for the fire truck to show up, so I had to play the song another time.
Oh boy.
The fire truck did show up. Everybody stood up and watched, and they were all just amazed by this beautiful old vintage truck. He went to take the turn and literally crashed into the fence and took out the entire fence post. Well, that's only part of it, because it took him another 10 minutes because he got it wedged in between the fence. It took him another 10 minutes to actually work the truck back out so he could make it around the corner. Of course, everything stopped for that. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Austin Powers.
Yeah.
But there's a scene when he's in the golf cart, like in the airport, and he gets it wedged in between two walls, and it's like move a half an inch and then turn the wheel. Move a half an inch, turn the wheel. So
That's what happened. That's great.
When she finally made it to the place where she was
Everyone
doing her
cheered.
walk, everybody stood up and cheered.
So you were at a 3-point turn. It was more like a 15-point turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's great.
Did you have one?
But I mean, but the thing is that the family was lovely. The driver was very accommodating. The repair was not actually major. It just kind of pushed one fence post. Yeah.
Perfect.
Did you have one?
You know, that's a tough question.
Well, then tell me about a memorable event, something that sticks out in your memory as something that was really special.
You know, so mine was actually just this year, and you were there. So we do this music festival called Sugarloaf Mountain Music Festival, and we did it last year, partnering with Brett Habenecht and Craig Young of Brett and Craig, now formerly Albro Swift. This year's event, they just wanted to perform, and so we had them come and perform, and we did the logistics of it, and just the whole day was pretty phenomenal. And you know, and the timing with having the last performer was actually here in the bonfire area, whereas all the other performers were in the barn. And just having Gary Habeneck sitting here performing literally as the sun set behind the mountain, it just had a really amazing feel to it, and so we were so proud of that. And we love doing weddings, but we also love doing other events.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. That totally makes sense. Good. Right. And well, I encourage you all to go to rainfireranch.com. You'll see beautiful photos of the venue, and you'll see their 5-star reviews and awards, and you can even schedule a visit if you want to come see it for yourself. See you next time. Bye.